I need to spill this tea and get your take. My so-called best friend Rachel, 26F, spread vicious lies about me that turned our friend group against me, and I got my revenge by exposing her big secret in a way that cost her dearly. It felt like justice at the time, but now I'm second-guessing myself. Was I the asshole for how I handled it? Grab a snack. This one's a roller coaster. Rachel and I met freshman year of college in a psych class. We clicked instantly, same sense of humor, late-night study sessions, and a shared love for cheesy rom-coms. She was the yin to my yang, the peanut butter to my jelly. We'd been inseparable for 4 years, through breakups, bad professors, and all-nighters. Our friend group, about 6 of us, was tight, always hanging out at bars, hosting game nights, or planning road trips. Rachel was the loud, charming one, always the center of attention. And I loved her for it. Or so I thought. Last semester, things got weird. Rachel started acting distant, bailing on plans with me, but showing up to group hangouts. Then I noticed people giving me side-eye. Our friend Mia stopped inviting me to her weekly brunches. Another friend, Sam, got all quiet when I joined conversations. I had no clue what was going on until Mia pulled me aside at a coffee shop and dropped a bomb. Rachel had been telling everyone I was hooking up with a married professor to boost my grades. Total, utter BS. I was a solid B student, grinding for every point, and I'd never even met this professor outside class. The rumor spread like wildfire, and our friend group plus half the campus started treating me like a pariah. I was humiliated, hurt, and pissed. Rachel, my supposed bestie, had stabbed me in the back. I confronted Rachel privately at our favorite diner. I was shaking, trying not to cry, and asked, "Why are you telling people I'm sleeping with a professor?" She played dumb, all wide-eyed, saying, "What? I'd never say that." But her smirk gave her away. I pushed, and she finally admitted she might have mentioned something as a joke that got out of hand. A joke? Ruining my reputation was a joke. I left the diner feeling like I'd lost not just a friend, but my whole social world. I stopped getting invites, got weird looks in class, and even my advisor asked if I was okay, in a way that screamed she'd heard the gossip. I couldn't let it go. Why would Rachel do this? Then it clicked. She'd always been competitive, especially about grades and attention. I remembered her complaining about my internship at a cool startup. She didn't get one and hated that I was winning. Spreading that rumor was her way of knocking me down. But I wasn't going to just take it. I started digging for leverage, and boy, did I find it. Rachel had a secret she'd only told me, late one night after too many margaritas. She was failing most of her classes, but faking good grades to everyone, friends, family, even her boyfriend. She'd hacked into the university's grading system, not super secure apparently, to tweak her scores. She bragged about it, thinking I'd keep it quiet because we were besties. Big mistake. I didn't have access to her hack, but I remembered she'd shown me her real transcript once. With all the D's and F's before she fixed it. I'd taken a photo, just in case. She was sloppy with her laptop, and I'm paranoid about everything. That photo was my golden ticket. I debated going to the dean, but that felt too nuclear. Instead, I wanted her to feel the same social sting I did. Our friend group had a WhatsApp chat we used for everything memes, plans, gossip. I decided to use it. I waited for a Friday night when everyone was active in the chat. I pretended to be tipsy, sending a whoops, wrong file message with Rachel's real transcript attached. I added, "Wait, Rachel, is this yours? How did you get an A in psych?" The chat blew up. Sam replied, "WTF, is this real?" Mia sent a shocked emoji. Rachel tried to play it off, typing, "Ha ha ha, that's fake, you guys." But I doubled down, saying, "IDK, looks like the uni's template. Weird." I knew she couldn't explain it without admitting the hack. The transcript spread like gossip wildfire. Someone in the group knew a TA who confirmed the grades matched Rachel's actual record, not the fake as she'd been flashing. Her boyfriend dumped her, saying he couldn't trust a liar. Our friends stopped inviting her to hangouts. She'd been caught not just failing, but faking her entire perfect student persona. The university launched an investigation after the TA tipped them off, and Rachel lost her scholarship. She's still enrolled, but barely, and she's persona non grata in our circle. Meanwhile, I came clean about the rumor she spread. With her credibility shot, people believed me. Mia apologized for ghosting me, and I'm back in the group, stronger than ever. Rachel texted me once, calling me a backstabbing bitch. I didn't reply. She'd built her house of cards, and I just flicked it down. I feel like I got my life back. The group's fun again, and I'm not the professor's side chick anymore. My internship's going great, and I'm on track to graduate. But exposing Rachel wasn't all high fives. Some friends think I went too far, saying I should have confronted her privately. My mom, who knows Rachel's family, says I ruined her future over petty drama. I don't think it's petty. She tried to destroy me first. Still, seeing her lose everything in her scholarship, her boyfriend, her friends, makes me wonder if I could have handled it differently. I need to get this off my chest and hear your verdict. My husband Greg, 35M, cheated on me, and when I found out he was planning to blow our savings on his mistress, I pulled a move that left him broke and me free. It felt like sweet justice, but some people think I went too far. Here's the whole story: grab a drink and settle in. Was I the asshole for what I did? Greg and I met 6 years ago at a friend's barbecue. He was a charmer, tall, funny, with a knack for making everyone feel special. I was working as a nurse, pulling long shifts, and he was a financial analyst, always talking about our future nest egg. We got married after 2 years, bought a cozy house, and started saving for our dreams. A big family, maybe a beach vacation home. We weren't rich, but we had a joint savings account with about $40,000, built from years of scrimping. I trusted him completely, even letting him manage our finances because numbers stressed me out. Big mistake. For the last year, things felt off. Greg was working late, always on his phone, and got defensive when I asked about it. He'd say, "It's just work stress, babe," and I believed him. I was exhausted from 12-hour shifts, so I didn't push. We still had date nights, still laughed together, so I chalked it up to a rough patch. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. My gut was screaming, and I should have listened sooner. It all came crashing down 3 months ago. I was doing laundry and found a receipt in Greg's pocket for a fancy dinner at a restaurant we'd never been to, 200. Dated a night he said he was at the office. My heart sank. I checked our joint account online, something I rarely did since he handled it. There were withdrawals, 500 here, 1,000 there, all to Venmo accounts I didn't recognize. I felt sick, but stayed calm. I needed proof. Late that night, I borrowed his phone while he was in the shower, using his work meeting excuse to check his messages. That's when I saw the texts with Michelle, a coworker he'd mentioned casually. They weren't just flirty. They were planning a freaking getaway to the Bahamas, funded by our savings. "Can't wait to sip cocktails with you, babe," she wrote. "Booked the hotel yet?" he replied. My hands shook so bad I almost dropped the phone. Not only was he cheating, but he was stealing our future to fund his fling. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I got cold, calculating, and ready to protect what was mine. I wasn't going to let Greg drain our account for his side chick. But confronting him would have tipped him off, and he controlled the bank logins. I had to be smart. I called my best friend Lisa, a paralegal, who put me in touch with a lawyer. She confirmed that as a joint account holder, I had every right to move the money, but I needed a reason to avoid suspicion. I came up with a plan. I'd tell Greg the house needed emergency repairs for a leaky roof. A lie, but believable. He'd never check since he hated home maintenance stuff. I went to the bank the next day acting panicked about roof damage. I transferred $35,000, most of our savings, into a new account in my name only. I left $5,000 in the joint account so he wouldn't notice right away. The banker was sympathetic, and I made sure to get a receipt for a fake roofing company. Thanks, Photoshop skills. I also changed the account alerts to my email, so I'd know if Greg tried anything. To cover my tracks, I texted him, "Babe, bad news, roof's leaking. Had to pull money for repairs. Contractor's coming tomorrow." He replied, "Ugh, fine, handle it." Classic Greg, too lazy to question me. Meanwhile, I screenshot his text with Michelle and saved bank statements showing the withdrawals. I met with the lawyer again, who started drafting divorce papers. I wasn't just leaving, I was making sure Greg couldn't screw me over financially. A week later, Greg tried to book his Bahamas trip. I got an alert when he attempted a withdrawal, but the joint account was nearly empty. He called me, freaking out, "Where's our money?" I played dumb, saying, "It's with the roofing company. Didn't you see the leak?" "See," he stammered, clearly realizing he couldn't admit he needed the cash for his mistress. That night, I served him divorce papers at home, complete with copies of his texts to Michelle. His face went from red to ghost white. "You set me up," he muttered. I just smiled and said, "You set yourself up." Michelle dumped him when she realized the rich boyfriend couldn't afford her vacation. He moved in with his mom, since he couldn't afford rent without our savings. The divorce is almost final, and I'm keeping the house. Thank you, prenup. I used some of the money to pay off my student loans and treat myself to a spa weekend, something I earned. I'm rebuilding my life now. I've got a new apartment, a promotion at the hospital, and I'm even starting to date again. Taking the money felt like reclaiming my power after Greg's betrayal, but not everyone sees it that way. My sister thinks I was deceptive and should have just confronted him. A few mutual friends say I stole from him. Since it was a joint account, they don't get it. He was stealing from us first, for her. My lawyer says I'm in the clear legally, but morally? I wonder if I could have just walked away without the financial power move. Still, seeing him lose everything while I'm thriving feels damn good.